Good morning, Enifa. I hope you are doing well. Okay, for today we'll start with our first lesson in computing. And this lesson begins from grade 5. Last time we were able to cover all the strands in grade 4. So for today being your first day, our strand for the term will be Introduction to Computing. And this is the first strand we have in grade 5 computing. So with the sub-strand we have generation of computers, part of computer, and other gadgets. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify output devices and their uses. So for today, we'll talk about output devices and we'll look at their uses. Okay, now let's look at what output devices are. In computing, the term output devices refers to any computing device that brings out information after processing of data by the computer. So any device that brings out information from the computer after it has finished processing data, that device is called an output device. And most of these devices are also known as peripheral devices, in the sense that most of them are not part of the computer, but they are being connected to the computer to display or bring out information. Now, we will look at some of the examples of these devices that brings out information from the computer. So the first one, we have what we call the monitor. And I hope you are familiar with the monitor. The monitor is a component of the computer itself. Okay, it's one of the basic components we have as part of the computer. So the main function of this device is to display information. So the monitor is an output device that is used to display information. Whatever we do on a computer is being displayed on the monitor screen. Okay, an example, if you are watching a movie from a CD, that movie will display on the monitor screen. So the monitor displays information. Okay, so this is an example of an output device. Now let's have a look at how a monitor looks like. So this is how a monitor looks like. Okay, so whatever we do is being displayed on the screen of the monitor. Okay, any information that's being input into the computer for processing is being displayed on the monitor screen. For example, if you are typing, we normally see the program running and it's being displayed on the monitor screen for us to see. Now, in the next device, we have what we call the speaker or the computer speaker. We normally attach speakers to computers when we want to hear sound from the computer. Okay, so the speaker is one of the output devices that also brings out sound from the computer. If you play a music, the sound comes out from the computer through the speakers. So the speaker is also an example of an output device. Now let's have a look at how a speaker looks like. On our screen we can see a pair of speakers. Okay, and the main function of the device is to bring out sound from the computer. Now the next one, we have what we call a printer. Okay, when it's time for exams in schools, we normally print out the exams on paper, and that's being done by the printer. So the printer is also an output device that is used to print out soft copies into hard copies. Or in short, we can say that the printer is a device that is used to convert soft copies into hard copies. Now let's have a look at these two terms, a soft copy and a hard copy. Any information that is being saved on a computer is referred to as a soft copy. Whatever you save on a computer becomes a soft copy. So assuming you use a word processor to type or create a document, the document you have saved on your computer becomes a soft copy. But immediately this soft copy is being printed out on paper, it becomes a hard copy. Okay, so we define a soft copy as information that's being saved on the computer. Then a hard copy is a printed information on a paper. Let's have a look at how a printer looks like. Okay, look at the image of a printer. Okay, so let's look at how a printer looks like. Okay, okay, so this is the image of a printer as you can see on the screen. Okay, and its main function is to print out soft copies in the form of hard copies. Okay, the next device we have what we call a projector. Okay, projector is also an output device that is used to project images from the computer onto a large screen or a large surface. At times when you go for church programs, you normally see a projector paper being placed on a wall. Okay, whatever the pastor reads is being displayed on that screen. So the projector is a device which is mainly used to project images or information onto a larger screen. Okay, in a situation where you have many people using a single computer, it becomes very difficult for them to all have a look from the monitor. So with the help of a projector, it helps them to view the information on a larger screen. Okay, so this is an image of how a projector looks like. Okay, it projects whatever we have on the computer onto a larger screen. Now the next device we have what we call the headphone or the headset. We have the headphone or the headset. Okay, and this device works the same as the speaker. But with the headphone, some of them comes with what we call a microphone attached to it. So the headphone serves as both input and output device. Okay, microphone attached to it helps you to send analog waves or sound into the computer. Then the part that acts as the speaker helps a user to hear sound or listen to music and other things from the computer. The headphone or the headset is both input and output device. It is used to bring out sound from the computer and also send voice, that's analog signals, into the computer. Now this is how the headset or the headphone looks like. Okay, on our screen we have two speakers at both sides, then we have a microphone attached to it. So the microphone helps or sends data into the computer for processing, which is an analog wave. Okay, when you talk through the microphone, it gets into the computer, which is being converted into digital signal by the sound card. Okay, so this is how a headphone or a headset looks like. Now the next one, we have what we call the sound card. Okay, the sound card is one of the components we have inside the system unit. Its main function is to provide input and output of audio signals to and from a computer. Okay, so the sound card is also both input and output device. Okay, at times it converts audio signals into digital signals for the computer. Okay, and if you are using a microphone, it also helps to convert the the analog signals into a digital signal, which comes out from the speaker. The next one, we look at the image of a sound card. So this is how a sound card looks like. Okay, and this device can be found inside the system unit. Okay, the ports at the back are what we call the jacks. We have the audio port. Okay, which helps to bring out sound from the computer. Now the next device, we have what we call the modem. Okay, the full meaning of modem is modulation, demodulation. Okay, and this is also both an input device and an output device. It is normally used to connect a computer to the internet. Okay, so the modem is considered as both input and output device because it sends data, that is upload data onto the internet and download data from the internet. So that's the function of the modem. So here we have an image of how a modem looks like. Okay, it's similar to that of a pen drive, but this one is used to connect to the internet. Okay, now for our lesson today, we'll end here and continue on Wednesday morning. With your first assignment, you will define what output devices are. Then you state four examples of output devices. Then you write their uses. Okay, an example, if you write monitor, then you write it is used to display information. Okay, so with question 2, you will state four examples of output devices and write their uses. We will end here. Make sure you go through your notes, do the exercise, and submit on time. I'll be expecting your work to mark and give you a feedback. Goodbye.